Chris Fowler here with Kirk Herbstreit. Let's get this thing underway. The Buckeyes will kick this away to get us going. And he'll take off from deep in the end zone. Tackled at the 12. The coach wishes he left that one in the end zone. Handed off. It gets loose. Fans around the country got their eyes on this matchup. This is going to be fun. It doesn't happen often enough in college football. An early season collision of top 5 teams.
Yeah, you'd love to see a test early in the year for the players and the coaches because you find out all that work you put in the summer. You think you got a good football team, and now you get a chance to go up against one of the top teams in the country. I'm just glad we're here to witness it.
Throws to the tight end. Finds the receiver wide open. McGain is good enough for a first down near the 38.
Nice play-action call here by this offensive coordinator. You know, you can freeze those linebackers just for a split second. Usually that's going to give you enough room to be able to get that tight end behind them. And if the quarterback can make a nice tight throw like this, pick up some big yards.
They test the middle there, but get nothing. Longhorns will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense.
A lot of times you see teams go on tempo when they've got momentum. It comes off to a big gain. These guys are struggling, and yet here they go, going back to old reliable, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage again.
Same tailback, another carry. Solid run, tackled at the 45-yard line. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. It's early, but this crowd is fired up. Listen to this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. Moves out of the pocket. He lets it go on the move. Finds a man open on the right side downfield. That's good for first down yardage now at the 26.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And, man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, and especially on third down, get him the ball.
The gain is 3 yards, so 2nd and 7.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You've got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can also start to fumble the football.
Caught quickly. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice game there.
Quarterback sees that this defense is dropping way back in zone coverage, so he does the right thing. Gets it underneath to that drag route and picks up a first down.
The Longhorns starting a new series here on 1st and 10. He hands it off from the gun. And they finally bring him down at the 5. Offense really threatening now. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Couldn't quite get there, brought down at the 2. Needs a stop here, trying to force the field goal attempt. And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. They finally stop him, but that gain is good for a 1st and goal. Design quarterback run. And he could not be stopped. Touchdown, Longhorns.
This is why this offense is one of the more dangerous offenses in the country. The quarterback and his legs. It's one thing to try to stop him throwing the football, but you better keep eyes on him because you can see not only can he get out into the open, he has got serious speed to take it to the house.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Graham. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. It's Sayan. Running out of time in the pocket. It's a fumble. The defense has got it.
Well, that's why you do ball security drills almost every single day in practice. You just can't put the ball on the turf like that. But give credit to the defender for the hit, because that's what caused the fumble.
The Longhorns offense takes the field. They punch it into the end zone the last time. Let's see if this defense has made some adjustments to stop them this time. Going toward the end zone. Refusing to be brought down. Touchdown, Texas. We had a short field. The offense did exactly what they're supposed to do. That would have been a big ask for the defense there, Kurt.
Absolutely. But when you're given that kind of field position, anything less than a touchdown would be a disappointment. They did exactly what they needed to do by capitalizing on that short field.
With the extra point, the lead is 14. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Here comes the return from deep in the end zone. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. Here comes the powerful Ohio State offense onto the field. Last possession, they fumbled it away, and it set up a touchdown drive. Can they bounce back from that right away? The ball is loose. The offense able to fall on the football. Lucky to maintain possession there. And the replay booth has signaled they want to stop and have another look at this one. So after taking a closer look, the officials are going to overturn that previous ruling on the field. Second down play coming up for this offense. Little eye candy here from the offense. Some pre-snap motion. There's the handoff. Moves the ball out across the 30. That's good for a first down.
Well, it's a beautiful run here for the first down. Really living up to that reputation of the great backs that they've had over the years. Think about Archie Griffin and Eddie George, Ezekiel Elliott, J.K. Dobbins. Just so many great backs. We're seeing another one right here.
And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. Tackle is made, but not before he makes the 43-yard line. This drive is going now. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Back in motion now. Looking to throw. It's Sayan. He cannot escape. It's a sack.
Well, this sack is on the quarterback, in my opinion. Anytime you call a screen, you've got to be aware that that pass rush is coming in. Bait them towards you and go over top. This time, he's unaware of how quickly they're going to come in.
This big guy's up front will have to regroup now. It's 2nd and 14. Short connection to the tight end here. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Catch made on the out route. The gain is not enough for first down, so it brings up a 4th and short.
Now the defense plays it pretty well. Force the quarterback to make the throw in front of you as a defense. Then you square up and make the tackle. Force them to do something special after the catch. That tactic works here. Now we've got a fourth down.
Fourth down, looking to throw for it. He's got it, enough for a first down. They've got him, but they convert on fourth down, and the drive keeps going.
Just great execution here on this fourth down to keep this drive alive. And what I love is the accuracy from the quarterback and a good job by the receiver knowing where that route needed to be able to catch the ball and pick up the first down.
And a decent gain there before the defense brings him down.
Hat on a hat up front. Good job of opening up the holes. Anytime you get positive yards on first down, that's a win.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Looking for a receiver. That's caught. It's Tate. And he's brought down, but not before he gets first down yardage.
Well, that's a nice completion to the sideline with great timing. The connection between the receiver and the quarterback was on full display to be able to get that first down.
The junior able to bring him down quickly.
Love this early in the game by this defense, taking control of the line of scrimmage, not giving this back anywhere to go, and they keep him short of the first down.
Second down play coming up. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. He'll hand it off. And they tackle him, but a solid gain down to around the 5-yard line.
Nice RPO here by the offensive coordinator and a big gain by the back. But let's give credit to the quarterback. He saw that this defense was sitting back, worried about the pass. So instead of throwing it, he hands it off and some nice positive yards.
And he fights into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. But they were backed up to start the drive, but some bold play calling, great execution, and reach the end zone.
You know, it's easy to just kind of pull your horns in and get conservative when you're pushed way back close to your own goal line, but not this offense. They came out, showed the confidence that they have in their quarterback, and it paid off. Nice touchdown.
And they'll set up for the PAT. Make the extra point, cut the lead to 14-7. So after putting up a touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Trying to make a play from deep in his end zone. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Offense out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. To start the drive with a quick throw to the right side. And he'll be smothered right at the line for no gain.
I love the call here with the wide receiver screen. Where's he going to go? Blockers do not do their job and open up any running lanes at all.
Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. He escapes the pocket. Wide open downfield. Tackled after a solid gain. It's enough for a first down, and that should wrap up the first quarter of play. So Texas has the lead, Kirk, as we break here for the quarter. Let's check out the stats now for the opening period. They've flipped ends of the field. We're ready now for the second period. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. Using his legs, it's Simon. They've got him in the backfield. Nowhere to go. A 2-yard loss. Longhorns will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense.
Well, that was definitely not what they had in mind, but look at this. Here comes the tempo again. Undeterred by the tackle for a loss.
Play fake, looking to throw. Scrambling, now he'll make the throw. He'll go down right there. Works his way for a short gain, but not enough for the first down.
We'll see if the defense stays in zone after that big play. If they can change things up on this drive and get a little bit more aggressive.
So now from the 27, the offense faces a 3rd and short. How aggressive will they play it? And it looks like the quarterback's going to run it. Headed for the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns. Still no answer for this offensive machine.
Chris, that's what I love about this quarterback. It's a great touchdown, but he shows you his versatility. We know he can throw it, but here he shows you his speed and how he can make the defense pay for that as well.
Here's the point after attempt. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. You got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Return starts from inside the 5. Gets it to the 25-yard line. That's where they'll start the drive. Here comes the powerful Buckeye offense back onto the field. Their last possession was a beautiful, balanced touchdown drive. Can the defense come up with answers this time? Back to throw. It's Sayin. Looking to scramble. That's reeled in. It's Smith. They stop him at the 45, but that's good for a first down.
Chris, a great ability by this quarterback to get outside of the pocket and place the football right where it needs to be for the first down.
One play moves the ball to the 45. It'll be first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Tate. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, sometimes these wide receiver screens, the quarterback simply needs to play the numbers game to the outside, and he can avoid these negative plays in the future. Pretty much that simple.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. It's an out route. The catch made. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion.
Chris, it's so much fun to watch the athleticism at the wide receiver position nowadays. The ability to make plays on the outside is extraordinary. And they bring a certain toughness, too, that catches my eye.
And he'll drop back here on third down. Caught near the sideline, but just a short gain.
Well, a quick short throw here, not able to convert for the first down. You'd love to see that route maybe a little bit deeper to give yourself a better chance, but they come up a little bit short. So now it's decision-making time for the coach. I'd be shocked if they didn't go for it.
Less than a yard to go here on fourth down. The offense is going to go for it. So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half.
Timeout, Ohio State.
No surprise. Offense going for it on fourth down. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw. Great defensive play on fourth down.
This is the chance you take here as an offensive coordinator and a play caller. You go for it here. You draw it up perfectly. You think this is the right play, and then the execution is not there. So the defense catches a break, and they get the ball back to their own offense.
They're going to run it. Running with purpose.
It's a good, solid game. 5 or 6 yards. Love to see that from the running game.
Longhorns come to the line in a hurry up. On the handoff, they'll test the right side here. They make the stop, but it's a big gain down to the 29.
There's nothing more that helps an offense than committing to that running game and popping an explosive run like this on the ground. Keeps the confidence of your offensive line up. Same with your back. It helps everything else that you're doing as an offense in your rhythm. Now you can come back with some counters, try to take some shots off of play action and keep hammering away with that run game.
5-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 5.
Well, that's just being crafty right here by this quarterback. It's not there. You pick up what you can and stay ahead of the chains. And who knows, do this enough, they'll have to start spying on this quarterback, which could open up some passing lanes that weren't there before.
Here's a wrinkle now. They go to the Wildcat formation with an extra blocker. Let's see how this works out. Direct snap. He hands it to the back. Looking for the end zone. Has a lane. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas.
Heck of a job here on that combination block to open this hole up. You know, when you have 5 blockers that can work as one unit, that's as good as there is in college football and a very underrated aspect of any great team.
The extra point makes it 28-7. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And he'll take off from deep in the end zone. And he's brought down to the 16. Would have been better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback. So they begin the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the half. Looking downfield, it's Sayin. Makes a quick grab. Breaking free at the 35. They stop him at the 49, but that'll be a first down.
Well, it's got to start somewhere, and there's a nice first down to keep this drive alive and hope to be able to create a little bit of momentum here near the end of the first half, trying to cut into this lead and get some points on the board.
It's a short completion to the big tight end. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there.
Boy, great recognition here by the quarterback, recognizing zone defense. Initially didn't have anybody open, but I love he's able to show that he's got enough athletic ability to get outside of the pocket and be able to make that nice throw for a big first down.
Okay, we reached the 2-minute timeout. The offense some work to do here, trying to cut into this lead before halftime. Hey, guys up front lined up. It's first down. He's looking to throw. Screen to the receiver in the flat. Finally out of bounds after a solid gain, but there is a flag on the field. So let's check this out. It's not the way you want to start. First down and 20 now. Handoff in a single back formation.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw there. He should have pulled that ball out and tried to make a throw, but instead he hands it off to the poor running back, and it's a tackle for a loss.
Second down after that previous play. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Grab down the middle. It's Smith. And they bring him down. That's a very solid gain, but still well short of the marker. That's good timing there. Receiver makes the catch and then has some room to run.
Yeah, anytime you're going to run a route like this, you know who needs to get a lot of credit is the offensive line, because this play takes some time for the receiver to work his way across the field on that drag route, and the quarterback that time had enough time to be able to navigate the coverage and make the accurate throw. Well, it's third down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another first down for this offense.
They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Great offenses are able to stay ahead of the chains, and runs like that on first down are exactly what I'm talking about. Now you have a lot that you can call here on this second down.
Second down after that run on the previous play. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. They stop him, but it's a first down.
Chris, it's the consistency of this pack is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front. This guy's already over 50 yards, and if he keeps running the way he is, Not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
The Buckeyes with 1st and 10 here. Makes the grab on the move. They stop him at the 4, but it sets up this offense with a 1st and goal.
Defense kind of lost the running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the 1st down in the process.
1st and goal. A good chance to chip away at the lead before halftime. Inside give now from the shotgun. Couldn't quite get there, but brought down at the 1-yard line. Timeout is called by the defense. That's their 1st of the half.
You know, where the real estate gets tight inside the 10-yard line, you love a play caller who has the ability to either run it or throw it. Because that puts so much pressure on that defensive coordinator to know how to line up. It's not just a one-dimensional attack he's dealing with.
The run to the left, trying to find pay dirt. And he muscles into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Now that's what I'm talking about. This hasn't been a great 1st half, but putting up that touchdown like this, now they're going to be feeling good heading into that locker room and get themselves to believe that they can come back and win this game.
And they'll set up for the PAT.
Is on for the extra point.
The extra point is good. Still a 2-touchdown deficit, 28-14. So the offense gets momentum, scoring before halftime. Now the kickoff. We'll see if the defense can get a stop and preserve that momentum. Here comes the return from deep in the end zone. Solid job by the coverage team. They bring him down at the 16. So they start the drive looking for some late fireworks here. Less than 30 seconds before halftime. Scanning the field. It's Manning. He's going to take off. Makes the first on his own, looking for more now. And he heads out of bounds after another big scramble. This defense has had no answer for the quarterback runs today. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. The pass rush closing in. And it falls incomplete with just 6 seconds remaining to play.
It's pretty simple as a defensive coordinator. When the quarterback drops back to throw, if we get pressure on him, we got a chance to slow him down and win the football game. If we don't, could be a long afternoon. Good job here by dialing up the pressure.
Just time enough for one more play in the half. And throwing again on 2nd and 10. And this pass is on target, caught. And the offense will quickly spend a timeout here after the play. So, with only a few seconds left in the half, out comes the field goal unit. He missed it. Off target that time. Lead remains at 14 after the miss. And that will do it for the 1st half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. The Longhorns will kick it off to begin the 2nd half. Trying to make a play from deep in his end zone. And he stopped at the 18. Returner tried to make a play, but a touchback would have been a better idea. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. Looking for a fast start here at the beginning of the third quarter. Down by a couple of possessions. First play of the drive, they look to the right. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain.
Well, the running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his hands on that nice catch.
Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. First down here for this offense. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Got the first down and still motoring. Tackle made after a big play all the way to the 41.
Big runs like this are just demoralizing for a defense. It's one thing to give up big plays over your head against the pass game. When teams can run the ball, pick up yards like this, it really affects the team's mental psyche and their confidence. And you'll start to see some missed tackles following a play like this.
Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. To throw, it's Sayin. That's caught. It's Jackson. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
Now it's second down here. On the run, it's Jackson. That's a nice wrap-up there by the junior.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Caught over the middle. It's Tate. They make the tackle, but the offense has a first down now at the 21.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got to
end zone ahead. Touchdown, Buckeyes. The comeback is on.
Chris, you think this guy, when he went to bed last night at the team hotel, thought he would score not one, not two, but 3 rushing touchdowns in one game? What a day.
And the point after gets him within a touchdown, 28-21. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And he'll take off from deep in the end zone. He's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive. Okay, the Texas offense comes back out on the field. They'll try to pick up the yardage on the ground. Slams right into a wall. They've got him for a loss.
Chris, that play just didn't have much of a chance at all from the snap. Quarterback hands this off and just nowhere to go. It's almost like the defense was anticipating the play call, and they put themselves in a position to come up with a nice tackle for a loss.
Running play goes backwards, makes it second down and 12 now. Looking for his big tight end. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. That's a solid gain, moves the ball out to the 28.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or 2 guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
Trying to find some room. It's Simon. Breaks loose at the 40. Out of bounds after another big gain on the ground. This running game has been unstoppable today.
How about setting the edge there on the right side of that offensive line? I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going back to the well, pounding it behind that right guard and right tackle and tight end, seeing what additional damage they can do.
Scanning the field, it's Manning. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. Receiver brought down after a short pitch and catch.
Boy, he has such great size. I just love this play call on 1st and 10. The defense is expecting a run. Instead, you go play action and you throw it to the big man for some positive yards on 1st and 10.
They'll hand it off. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Needing to keep this drive alive. It's a 3rd down play. The QB keeper all the way. They stop him behind the line. That'll set up 4th down now. Longhorns will come to the line on 4th down looking to convert. And now a timeout quickly called by the defense as they try to get everybody on the same page here. It's 4th down and 4 as they try to keep the drive going. Looks like he didn't get the snap off in time. That'll cost him 5 yards. So that offensive penalty will be declined by the defense. They're happy to take the result of that play. Bit too far away to trust a field goal attempt. The offense on the field on 4th down. Another delay of game penalty. What in the world is going on with this offense? Quarterback lost track of the play clock, and that'll cost the offense 5. The offense will stay on the field for this 4th down attempt. The offense will take their first time out of the half to talk strategy here. The Longhorns will send the punt team onto the field. punt lands at the 6, but heads into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. Remember, last time they scored a touchdown. Can they keep clicking here, or the defense come up with a stop? Has the first down and more. Tackle made after a solid game to spot the ball at the 34.
How about the offensive line here? Just a hat on a hat, opening up just enough room for the back to squeeze through there for a nice game.
That run, good for a first down. The offense still rolling. Tight end goes in motion. And they'll go right back to him on first down. The freshman brought down after a nice run.
A good push up front here in this back. I tell you, he's got some outstanding vision to be able to find those creases, to be able to get positive yards, and here he gets the first down.
Great start to the drive. Back-to-back explosive plays, and now another first down. Dropping back, it's Sayin. Quick throw to the flat, it's a screen. Well executed, he finds space and gets the first down yardage.
Chris, how about the offensive balance these last couple plays we're seeing from these guys? Not only are they balanced, but the explosiveness. A big run followed up by a big play through the air, man, puts a lot of pressure on this defense.
Buckeyes will have 1st and 10 here. Early movement there will cost the offense 5 yards. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. A penalty backs up the offense. It's 1st and 15. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. Pulls it in. It's Smith. He's swarmed by the defense.
Anytime a quarterback and a receiver are in sync, you got a chance to make a very successful play. Great job here by the offense.
That completion makes it 2nd and medium. Play action fake. Looking to throw. On the move now. On the run, he'll let it go. Makes the grab and keeps the foot in bounds. That's going to be enough for a first down. Great play.
And this is why this guy is so tough to defend. The athleticism and quickness to be able to make a play when it looks like nothing is there. Uses his feet to evade the pressure and fires an absolute dart for a first down.
So Texas has the lead, Kirk, as we break here for the quarter. Sitting in pretty good position as we wrap up the 3rd quarter. Let's check out the game stats so far. We're set now for the 4th quarter. Who is going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? So here we go. First play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Moves out of the pocket. He'll step out of bounds after a solid gain on that run.
I love that this guy's not willing to just give up on plays. You know, he's got enough athletic ability to give you some positive yards in the run game, and he's able to do that right here.
Here comes a crucial 2nd down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line.
This defense just hasn't had many answers for this running back. Guy's already over 100 yards on the afternoon, but give him credit there. They made a nice play in the backfield.
Offense facing a 3rd down now. They can still get a first down without scoring. Looking to the end zone. Oh, that one's big block.
Boy, Chris, he hesitated just enough to give the defense a chance to get in position and come up with a big turnover.
Longhorns offense takes the field. They're trying to build on their lead. They were forced to punt on the last possession. Grab behind the line. It's Moore. Past the 25. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice gain there.
Well, how about this aggressive approach by this offense? They've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and these guys are continuing to throw the football. I think the offense coordinator understands that he can't allow his team to get too comfortable or complacent, even with having a lead here in the fourth.
Running back with the football. Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing. Well, this is what we hoped for. This is what we expected, Kirk. A tight, tough battle between two really good teams. Now who can step up and make that winning play down the stretch?
Well, early in the year, these two teams have actually lived up to the billing of two top-5 teams, showing a lot on offense and defense. Now with so much on the line early in the year, tight game. Who's going to make the plays to walk out of here the victor?
Conversion right now. Back to throw. It's Manning. Catch made in space. Look out. And they do pick up first down yardage. Set up now at the 44.
Oh, that one really hurts for this defense. They get these guys to third down, a chance to maybe get them off the field, and they give up a first down late in the game. The clock will continue to roll.
The back's got it. It's S the middle to get stuffed. That one goes nowhere.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What is an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Receiver makes the grab. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play.
Chris, that's another nice pickup through the air. I thought they might be really just out to run the football here with the lead. But instead, they're electing to throw the football. Different routes, quarterbacks in rhythm. Really, it's almost an extension of their passing game.
Offense gets set up here. It's third down. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. That gain moves the ball to the 17. First down.
How impressive these guys been up front today. Big third down. Know what you need to do. Get the first down. Continue to hold on to that lead. Continue to work clock. And get that much closer to securing a victory.
He keeps it on a design run. Running through the tackle. The junior able to bring him down quickly. Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a third and long. Back to pass. It's Manning. Makes the grab, a chance to score. Brought down after the catch, but at the 8-yard line. The offense threatening here.
We see more and more offenses in college football going with 3 receivers, and the slot receiver a lot of times can become the go-to guy. He gets mismatches against either safeties, a nickelback, or a linebacker walked out, and you can take advantage of it.
The Longhorns will come to the line to crank up the tempo as a design quarterback keeper. Touchdown, Longhorns. This offense is still clicking.
Man, it's just a thing of beauty to watch this offense. That's this guy's 3rd touchdown. But give the offensive line a lot of credit. They're getting enough of a push to give him some room to show you what he can do with that space.
Extra point up and good. A 2-touchdown lead here now in the fourth quarter. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. decides to field it. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. And the Ohio State offense comes back onto the field. Well, time running out. Serious urgency here. Can they score and score quickly? Here's a throw underneath to the tight end. That broken tackle will earn him first down yardage.
Hey, you're down by a couple possessions late in the game. That's exactly how you want to start this drive. Let's see what they can do with it after that nice game.
This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Quarterback drops back. Grab behind the line. It's Jackson. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
I love what the defense is doing here. Sitting back, giving up some plays underneath, tackling these guys inbounds, and just keep that clock rolling.
Looking to pass. It's Sayin. Close to the tight end. Oh, what a grab! They get him down, but not before he reaches the 39.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
The Buckeyes will line up on 1st and 10. You snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Deep shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. What a grab in the end zone in a clutch moment.
Well, that's the first step, Chris. They get the touchdown to bring them within one score, and now they got to get the ball back. They have to stay focused here. They're going to need a little luck with such little time remaining.
Now the important point after attempt. The extra point is good. Cuts it to a 7-point game, 35-28. I believe they're going to line up here and go for the onside kick. Now they safely make the recovery. The onside kick doesn't work. Texas offense comes back out on the field. And they play keep away here. Just protect this lead in the final 2 minutes. And he goes nowhere. Stop cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. It's a direct snap. Pass complete on the crosser. All the way to the end zone. What a run. Touchdown, Texas.
Well, that's why you practice right there, Chris. This offense had the pressure, the game on their back. They deliver, they get a touchdown, and now make this a 2-possession game with under 2 to go. Like their odds of closing this game out.
And now here comes the point after attempt. Extra point up and good. A 2-touchdown lead here now in the 4th quarter.
That makes the score Texas 42, Ohio State 28.
Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin at the 19. And the keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Looks like the defense has it for a takeaway. Offense stops the clock with their second timeout to talk strategy.
Just a great job by this defense to knock that ball loose. Critical turnover here late in the game, working with the lead. You get the ball back to your offense, and now a chance to secure victory.
So they take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn that ruling on the field. Defense setting up for a passing down now with 7 DBs on the field. To the air, it's Sayin. On the run here, lets it go. Finds his man. It's Smith. They bring him down after a short gain there.
I really like what this defensive coordinator is doing right now. He's got a nice lead. Just sit back. The most important thing is tackling this offense inbounds so that clock will keep ticking.
They stop out at the 42. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield. How aggressive will they be on this first down play? They'll run it here. He's tackled just short of the midfield line at the 49.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Wants to throw it. Caught behind the line. It's Jackson. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Interesting call here, Chris, with a screen pass in the fourth quarter late in the game. I think they're expecting the defense to get upfield on the pass rush, but give the defense all the credit. Recognizing it, almost really anticipating that this screen was coming, and then rallying to the ball.
They make the stop at the 47. That's enough for a first down.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive.
Taking a shot deep toward the end zone. And it's picked off in the end zone.
Boy, the offense just could not afford to throw this interception. It's already a 2-possession game. By throwing this pick, now you wonder how many more opportunities will you get.
So the job is simple here. Just take a knee, run out the clock, and begin the celebration. This was a case of a higher-ranked, respected team that came in here and handled business. Did what we expected them to do, Kirk, but they did it with impressive focus and execution.
Man, you said it. These guys just seem to be on a mission today. They weren't going to let anything get in their way, especially another ranked opponent. This team was motivated from the opening kickoff.
And that is going to do it. We enjoyed being here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.